I want to start by saying I'm not sure if I will come back to making videos, at least in the near future. What you're watching right now is probably my one and only unscripted videos. This video does not have a script. This is just a little friend to friend update about my life in the past couple of months. I owe you guys an apology and an explanation about my unannounced hiatus. Yeah, and so this video will just have random footages while me talking about my life in the last couple of months and sort of explaining why I have not been making videos and what's the way forward in the upcoming months for me, or at least I hope. So, in June this year, that was like the last time I released a video, I think. I also graduated from university, finally got my degree, um, and really thought that like I could enter the job market with my previous experiences, my expertise, um, and a lot of things that I've done, like volunteer work, community work, lots of on the ground work. But then reality really hit me. I ended up finding a job, yeah, which is nice. I did write a script about that job actually. I would not hide from y'all that I literally work with children for the summer. Had a fun time with the kids, yeah, sure. But you know, when you spend a lot of times like outside in the sunny weather, in the hot weather, playing with the kids, it takes up a lot of spoons at the end of the day when you go home um, and try to make videos. I really thought that, like, oh wow, now I finished school. I don't have to worry about homework. At the end of the day, I could just spend more time on my hobbies and pastimes. And I even thought about, like, finally I'm able to release more videos. No, that did not happen. I wrote, I think, about 10 video scripts, and to this day, 5 months later, I still feel the guilt that they are sitting there on my computer and I'm not able to record it because I just feel exhausted at the end of the day, and I felt the burned out at the end of the summer, and my job also ended, which left me in an unemployed period for a pretty long time. Now, you may be asking, like, why did you not make videos like to utilize this time? Brother, I have rent. And I'm sorry if I use the word brother, and to me, it's like a pretty gender neutral term, but please let me know if that is not for you. Yeah, like I suffer from quite a lot of financial struggles now that like I'm out of school. All of a sudden I don't have student rates on my insurance, I don't have student rates on a lot of things. All of a sudden reality hits me another time with the welcome to adulthood slogan. And it's a lot of things to figure out. um it's a lot of things to handle, like for example a terrible job market, every day just like constantly applying and applying and applying, and with the desperation and sometimes hopelessness that, oh wow, what am I doing all of these for? Like, why am I doing all of these and not receiving anything, not hearing anything back? um that really was a difficult period for me, I remember, because I struggle, and I'm not ashamed to say that I struggled from depression and anxiety for the longest time ever. I am still recovering from it. Um, that is why I said at the beginning that I'm not sure if I will come back to making videos, like long form videos. I don't want to abandon this project. I have poured a lot of efforts. I've poured a lot of efforts. I've poured a lot of time and dedication to this. Um, but all of a sudden, it just feels like I'm doing all of these for nothing. And that depression, anxiety period brought me a lot of hopelessness too. Um, I remember there was a week that I went for, I think, 5 jobs interviews. That means literally every day had one interview. I failed all of them. Not fun. Not fun. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Um, and then I I thought that like making videos would be something to distract me from it. But the moment that I sat down to my computer and start opening the editing software, it feels like a monumental task. I just felt, oh my god, I cannot do this. I struggled a lot with navigating what's the next step. And I have told y'all in a couple months ago that I have learned to edit videos in a better ways. And I even learned to animate. I even learned to tell my stories better. But putting that into action was a monumental task for me. And I think the burnout was a big sign that my body is sending me that I need to take a break. I need to step back. I need to scale down on what I'm doing. And then I had another identity crisis, just at the very right timing. Just figuring out who I am as a person, what is my alias, because running a YouTube channel online, you do create yourself an online alias that is far from yourself, I would say. Like, depending on how you want to show yourself to your viewers, but to me, for the longest time ever, I just felt like I wasn't myself. I wasn't myself on More Than Transit. I wasn't able to express videos in a more personable way about the things that I want to express. And it really hit me with that identity crisis because when I rewatch my old videos, I realized that my opinions have shifted a lot. And this was not me. And I simply just told myself, this is not me right now. It took me a while to come to my sense that it is okay to have that shift in my POV. That's basically I finally have to come to my sense that it is a realization of as we grow up, like we also like change how we look about things. But for the longest time ever, I struggled with that. I I was like, should I keep making videos? Should I keep talking about all of these topics? But on the other side, I also didn't want to abandon a project that I have poured so many efforts on. So I decided to scale my work back to just some local stuff. Um, if you're around in Edmonton and you participate in any community events and activities, you might see me. I do end up finding a job eventually, which is nice. It eases a lot of burden on the income and stuff because I have to pay rent. I have to pay living expenses. I think that in a month or two I may even have to pay back my student loans, which I haven't even figured out how I'm gonna do that. I figure that like I should still come here, make this video, and share with you about what happened, why I suddenly just disappeared. I'm still around actually. I'm still around. I learned to make art. I learned to make animations. I'm learning to make designs. Um, and also doing some local projects. I can't promise that when I will be back to making videos on YouTube, but maybe like one day when I'm finally recovered from all of this monstrous things that happened in the last couple of months, I will. And maybe one day when I move to, maybe one day when I'm finally able to move to a more structured and more secured housing situation, I would be able to come back to make videos again because I'm not gonna lie, I'm living in a pretty dorm like situation. So making videos is hard. Um, and I have a lot of things to figure out as well. I want to like start posting about other stuff that is not about urbanism and urban planning. Like I talk about making art, talking about connecting communities via community activities and how that relates to urban planning. I also want to make more personable content, but it's hard. And I don't want to like, and looking at my previous burnout, I don't want to talk about those topics on a channel that has been always about urban planning. And I also don't want to like suck the joy out of those activities that I'm doing. Like I have fun making art, but do I enjoy making videos about making art? Probably not. I know that I still need to take a break from all of this. Um, and I've been focusing on more local initiatives. So if you see me around, come and say hi. And I just want to say I miss y'all. I miss making YouTube videos, but at the moment, I just can't physically do it at the moment. Okay, that's it. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.